It's really easy right now to be stressed out because of all of the nonsense that is going on in the world. And though you don't have to feel that way, there are things that you can do in your life that you can improve upon, and focusing on that will allow you to control what you're thinking about so you won't feel as powerless. Because if you're focused on all of the things that are going wrong in this world, how much time do you have to focus on what you can impact in your direct space? You know? And working towards being aware of ourselves and being aware of where we want to go, we have to be purposeful with where we put our energy. You can't just be out here giving your energy away to just anything and everything. It's like the more I'm diving into all of these different things that I'm learning about, there are a lot of purposefully distracting things going on in this experience. And there's a lot of fear mongering. There's a lot of just like, this again. And though, there's also a lot of knowledge. Just like with the algorithms, your mind works like an algorithm. So whatever you are really, really thinking about and putting out, and whatever the universe discovers, oh, this is what this person likes, okay? Because they keep watching. So the algorithm of your reality and of your mind space is what I'm really talking about. The reality of your mind space is consisting of what you like to watch, what you are creating in your experience. Not saying that you actually like what's happening, but just like on TikTok and YouTube and all these platforms, they show you what you are looking for. So whether you are the hater in the comments, leaving hateful comments, or you are the appreciator in the comments, leaving appreciation comments and your own perspective. But your universe, your mind is a direct, indication of what you are tuned into. And if you are feeling stressed, if you are feeling afraid, if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? This is all this crazy stuff happening. Take a minute to just come back to yourself, okay? And find something that you thoroughly enjoy doing and do it. Because you need to be giving yourself a balance. This thing that we exist in, it does stuff. That's the best way I can put it. It does stuff. And there are things out there that could be perceived as scary. And there are things out there that could be perceived as wonderful if you do the work. And, if you're like, oh, well, why even bother? Well, darn it, what's the alternative? At least if you do everything you know and you can in your power to create what you want to experience, if you do those things, at least you gave it your all. And that's all you can do. You can't give more than what you can give. But if you're not giving all you can give to what it is you say you want, what are you giving all you have to? Whatever grinds your gears, whatever is irritating you, is where you are placing your attention. Reverend Ike says, when you fight, you ignite. So what are you fighting against or fighting for? What cause has you? And then analyze, okay, this is a big thing happening. What can I do? What can I actually impact? Because it's about your mind. Your mind is so powerful. You're brilliant. You are simply brilliant. You are brilliance, walking creativity, walking brilliant being, walking powerhouse. That is what you are, literally. So, but it's easy, you know, people be saying that all the time, but it's like, what does that even mean? You know how many people are like, oh, well, you're this. Well, and I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way. I don't feel like this thing. And that's what I'm getting at. This is how do you get to feel that way? By taking time away from all of this other nonsense that's happening outside. Because there's going to be a surplus of fear-based things. So anything that causes you, for me, it's like right here, anything that causes me to flutter and be like nervous and feel uneasy is a alert to me to know that this is something I need to analyze and address and perhaps remove from my experience. Things impact you a lot based on your awareness of it and the reality of it. Like, you know, let's be here. And though you have an option to address the things that come to you from a place of power by still putting your all in, because at least you know that you tried. At least you know you showed up, you know, and holding yourself accountable. It's not easy to hold yourself accountable, but it is necessary. You have to be in your ear, telling that voice that's also in your ear, get out of here, man. Thank you for your feedback, and I'm going to continue on. Okay, thank you. Because at the end of the day, like, at least if you give something a try, you know if you liked it or not. Whether you would never do it again or whether you would repeat it. You know? And coming back to your mind is where the power is. Because you might not be able to save everybody on the planet. But you can directly, like you can directly impact your space, the people you know. Because, yeah, is there a lot of stuff to improve on this existence? Yes. And though, are there a lot of things to enjoy as well? Yes. And are there a lot of things that you can improve about yourself? Yes. All of us have a lot of stuff we can improve about ourselves. And that is the thing that you can control. So that is what you can focus on. Not, oh yeah, sure, whatever. You can help other people too, which is great. And though, what can you do for you? What's one way that you can improve and feel better about yourself? Overcoming this stuff that's not true about you. Overcoming the lies and deceit. Overcoming the truths that you might not be excited about. Overcoming what you may have done or what may have happened to you. You know, you live long enough and you're gonna end up with some scars. I mean, shoot, birth is an interesting experience, I'm certain, from a baby's perspective. You're just like ripped out of your house, you know? So, you know, I think that it's important to take a break from what the world is feeding you and at least be feeding yourself too. So if you're going to participate in the world, you can still be nourishing your mind, body, heart, and spirit too. You can still be getting in touch with nature and painting or singing. Someone wanted to see one of my art pieces. There it is. There's one. So yeah, but just like relax some, because the world is worlding, but you have a choice in the matter. You are not a victim of this world if you don't want to be. And if you want to be, perhaps you can analyze that too. Why do I want to stay in the situation that I'm in, but I say that I don't? Because then you can improve. And like, I know sometimes the way that I say things offends people. And though, this is how I talk to myself too. Just like very matter of fact, because some things are what they are. And your well-being is a priority to you. And if it's not, it should be, because that's unhealthy. You have to be the one establishing the standard for yourself. So if you say you're going to do something and you tell yourself you're going to do it. Or else you're going to feel bad about yourself. Push yourself. Push. You can do this. Don't give up. And then if you do give up, don't complain, because you made the choice. So, you can do this. Take it day by day. And every day and every way, your life gets better, better, and better. And just take it one day at a time. What can I learn today? How can I improve today? How can I evolve? Because there's somewhere. Every time we get to the next step, we're like, dang. And then you look back and you're like, ooh, I was a piece of work at one point in time. I was a whole piece of work. But now I'm a masterpiece. Hey, you know what's interesting? Like, every art piece that I've ever made, while I'm making it, I hate how it looks. Because when I'm painting, I never know what I'm going to paint unless I dream about it. But typically, I just let whatever comes out come out. And I usually don't like them as they're developing. I usually don't like how they look. But then once it's finished, I'm like, oh, so that's what you were. Okay, because it feels like the pieces, like, they know what they want to look like. So I just go with it. And sometimes the paint splatters. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't mean for the paint to go over there, but it did. And so I just be like, okay, well, that's what it wanted to look like. So when I say, like, I be saying all the time, like, get a hobby. And I be saying that because through the hobby, you learn things too. Like, I learned patience through my art. I learned how to accept my mistakes through my art. And I would not have learned it in that way without that media. And I just love it. I love doing art. I love painting. I just love being in that space. And that's why I be saying get a hobby. Because it makes everything else more manageable. Like Jim Rohn said, don't ask for it to get easier. Ask how you, and he says it like this, ask how you can get better. I love Jim. That's a cool dude right there. Yeah, I have his book too. And like, people be like, oh my gosh, she's doing a book study on Brother Panic. Lord, I rocks with Brother Panic, so let's be clear there. And I rocks with Jim Rohn, and I rocks with Florence Scovel Shinn. And I really rocks with Rev Ike. And they're all saying the same thing in different ways. They speak the same exact thing to their audience, period. And they stand on business. So I look at the mind control, they stand on business. But yeah, I love me some Jim Rohn. But yeah, and he also just says, just don't ask that it was easier. Ask how you can get better. Okay? Because that's how you're going to get this. And it might not be the answer you want to hear. You might want to hear that you can like just wish on a shooting star and then boom, you'll wake up and things will be better. No. This is not a movie, and that's the programming. That's the mind control. But you are going to get to where you want to be by putting in some effort as well. Period. You need you too, okay? Everybody needs you, but so do you. The world needs you, okay, but you also need you. And I'm certain you can think of at least 5 things you are not happy with, perhaps, hopefully not, but I mean, if you do, you do. I'm sure if you can't find 5 things you're not happy with, I can certainly say there's 5 ways that you can develop as a character. There's 5 ways that you can improve or do something new or learn something new. There's some way you can expand your perspective. So that's what you can control. So that's what you do. You hold yourself accountable and you have spiritual discipline. That's how you become worthy, because then you feel like you are worthy. Feeling is the key, like Napoleon Hill or Neville Goddard, one of them said. Feeling is the key. You feel like you are this thing, so you feel worthy. How do you feel worthy? You feel worthy by doing things that you deem as being worthy. So if to you being worthy is being physically fit, you either address where that comes from or you become physically fit. Those are your options to thrive, because you can stay not physically fit and decide, well, now I'm worthy just because I'm worthy. Period. However I look. Or you can say, well, I'm going to get physically fit and then I will feel worthy. And you actually do the things to get physically fit. Or you say, oh, well, you know what? I'm worthy now because I'm worthy now, and I will become physically fit. You have options, all right? So take advantage of those options. You can do this. You are worthy of this. You are okay. And then if you might start to feel fear when you move out, because, okay, what if this thing happens? What if this thing? Breathe. You are protected. Yes, things can occur, but is it happening right now? Have you cut people off that a lot of things used to happen and suddenly things are not happening? You know, what's going on there? So relax a little bit. Breathe. Come back to yourself, because you need you too. And I need you to comment